What's going on, everybody? Lead Farmer 73 here. I was about to say good morning, but good afternoon. How y'all doing? Guava. I'm still drinking coffee. I just woke up. I know this is around lunchtime for a lot of people, but by the time you get home, I don't know where you are. I'm in South Carolina. By the time you get home, if you are here in South Carolina, um, Columbia, South Carolina, you might not have no water. We had a horrible storm last night. It was so horrible it woke me up at literally 2:34 in the morning. Lightning struck and it sounded like it hit the house. It shook the whole house. And I woke up and I was on guard, checking the perimeter, checking everything, making sure everything was cool, checking the shed, flashlights everywhere. The lights were still on. But I just knew. I was like, that hit something. That hit something right here at my house. So all I did for an hour was wait to see if anything caught on fire. I'm looking around for an hour out my windows because I'm like, it's pouring raining. It's raining so hard that you can't even see out the windows. And dare I not open the door, because if you open the door, lightning, self-explanatory. So yeah, thank you everybody. We good. Everything is all right, except for one thing. Woke up to no water. I told y'all about that 5-gallon challenge. I know a lot of people gonna be like, nope, Led, see, there you go with that. I don't care how many times I gotta say it. I don't care who's sick of it and who not. You better get yourself together before. It be little stuff like this. Everybody is waiting for the apocalypse to come instead of just practicing a normal life situation. I don't know why the water is out yet, but I know it's off. And there's nothing we could do about it. So, what did I do? I could show you right here. I got I got 700 gallons of fresh water at another location. No, it's more than that. That's just 2 totes. That's 350, that's 700, 700. I got about 1,000 gallons of water at another location. So that I'm not worried about. Here, I got about 400 gallons of water, give or take. Now, here's the thing. Do you have something to filter that water? Right? Do you have something to filter it? So you could be collecting rainwater all day, because I collected it in a whole bunch of 5-gallon buckets outside, and I didn't even mean to. Hey, Unbiased LLC, how you doing? What's up, sweet thumb? I collect my rainwater out there, just in the garden, just on a whim. But I'm going to tell you this right now, y'all. Ain't no water. Ain't no water in my house. So I wanted to come in here real quick because I'm gonna come on later because I gotta do another video. We're gonna do the if I can do the product challenge, the gear review later live. But right now I had to come in here and talk about this because a few things keep on kicking me dead in the nuts, and I wanted to talk about it. One of the things that keep getting me is, I put out a video, and I'm gonna link it to this. I'm in Colombia. I'm gonna link it to this video right here. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna link the video to this video. The video that I'm gonna link is me using those scrub bath washes, right? I took a shower last night. I'm fresh and clean, but I know I got a lot of work to do. I got to go out here in this yard. We We had a storm last night. For everybody just coming in, we had a storm last night and it knocked something out. I don't know. But we usually get like boil water alerts. And when they do a boil your water alert, sometimes the water works, sometimes it don't. So right now, clearly, that's not the situation. I'm coming in here to tell everybody, you think it's a game until you ain't got no water. Let me just break this down for the people that don't quite get it or never had this happen to you. If you do not have water, you're not flushing your toilet. Please do not try to keep using your toilet bowl if your water gets cut off. As soon as your water gets cut off, I know this is gross. I know this is gross, but stick with me. If your water ends up getting shut off for any reason, do not urinate or defecate in your toilet at all. Don't. Just stop. Because if things get ugly, you need a filter, because that might be the last drinking water you can get to. I know that sounds gross, but you can filter and boil that water out. So what you need to do, what I tell you about them 5-gallon buckets, the 5-gallon challenge, you need 5 gallons of water for 5 days. That was the one challenge. The other one was, can you sit and do your business on a 5-gallon bucket and a trash bag for 5 days? Can you do that? Because we in that situation, we literally are in that situation right now. I ain't new to this, but it just sparked me. Now, everybody kept talking about those scrubs wash wipes that I got. And it was like, ain't no way I could use that. That ain't getting nobody clean. That's just spreading dirt around. They're saying stupid stuff like that. And all it tells, when you comment on that video of the scrubs wash, when you comment on that video and you say that doesn't get you clean, you need to go get a rag or just jump in the shower, it shows that you're going to be one of those people that end up floating in the river that they have to scoop out like meatballs, because you ain't got right good sense. You're going to be one of the people they scooping out the river because you ain't got right good sense. The reason why you use the scrub wipes and things of that nature is because your water is limited. People saying, go just jump in the shower. With what water, fool? With what water? See, everybody think that they're a superhero. Nobody think that they'll be the ones floating face down in that lake or in that flood water. Nobody want to believe that they're going to be the one face down in that flood water. Everybody think they got a plan until they realize they can't swim as good as they thought they could. I used the scrub wipes, and the reason I did the whole video and I keep those scrub wipes with me is because when your water is at jeopardy, you're not you're not going to be taking a shower. You will not. Listen, I'm not guessing. I'm telling you what I know. If the grid goes down, if the water is shut off, you will not be taking a shower. I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why. One, you're wasting water. Number two, as scarce as water is when the water is either contaminated or shut off, as scarce as the water is, you got another problem on your hands. This homeboy right next to you ain't had his water yet, his ration of water, and he see you wasting it. Now you got a whole nother situation to deal with. Somebody gonna knock your block off for wasting water because you don't know how to conserve. You don't know how to ration. So the reason I throw those little challenges out there is because just so you can practice. It sounds silly until you actually do it, right? It all sounds silly, y'all, until you actually do it. I'm going to take a vote right now. I want to see. Let's vote. 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 Let's take a vote. How many people think that they could survive off of 5 gallons of water for 5 days? Say me. How many people think that they could use the restroom, urinate and defecate in a 5 gallon bucket? Well, I don't care whether you're using garbage bags, kitty litter, whatever you use. Do you think you could do your business in a 5 gallon bucket for 5 days? Say me if you can. If you cannot, say I don't think I could do that. I can't do that. How many people could survive off of 5 gallons of water for 5 days? And how many people think that they could do number one and number two, do a 12 whenever they needed to in a 5 gallon bucket for 5 days? All these people talking about living off grid and they refuse to do the simplest stuff. And then everybody come back and be like, oh, it wasn't for me. I couldn't pull it off. I had to sell the land and everything else. We bought some land and it's not as easy as it thought it was, so we sold it off. It's a lot of people out there buying land and can't do the simplest thing, which is the hardest thing, is to get rid of your waste. The simplest thing, but the hardest thing about buying and owning land is where you getting your water from. Those two things, consuming and dispersing, two things that your body need and do, and you ain't got no control over it. If you can't find water, you in some trouble. If you can't get rid of your waste, you in some trouble. And if you can't squat over a pot, you in some trouble. Period. Now, I use those scrub wipes because those scrub wipes only need a little. I could lick the doggone thing and damn near start sudsing up and foaming up. See, the soap is killing all the bacteria and the germs. Don't listen to people that don't know what the hell they talking about, y'all. They gonna get you sick and get you in some trouble. Those are the people that we're gonna see on the news. Don't worry about them. See, I don't even comment on people like that. When they say something that ignorant, I don't even reply, because I'll be like, you're going to end up being one of them ones on the news. I don't care. We have come into a point of, I'm trying not to go down that alley. We have come to a point of, you need to start choosing your battles very wisely. Very wisely. One of those battles is, who do you care for and who do you don't? Who you gonna reach out to try to save and who you ain't? Who you gonna lend a hand and who you ain't? This water going out in my house just sparked me up so good, I wasn't gonna do nothing till later today. But I said, I gotta talk on it. Because it's so many people. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to get on this generation. I'm not going to start saying that because I don't want to disrespect nobody in this new generation. But I will say something that's factual. I will say something that's very factual, okay? This is the generation of talk. Please don't take that the wrong way, but it's just the truth. There is no way in God's green earth that you could ever compare your generation to mine. You can get paid to do this in this generation. I'm doing it right now. You can get paid for running your mouth. Whether you lying or telling the truth, you get paid for it, right? In this generation, this is an actual job to run your freaking mouth. And it's so many devices that's looking at you, they're paying you to do it. In my generation, running your mouth gonna get your butt whooped. That's about it. That's about it. We were doers. We didn't talk much. From the 60s, from the 60s to the early 90s, we didn't talk much that generation. What is we, Generation X, I think, something like that? I don't even know which one it is. We didn't do a whole bunch of talking, man. You did things and then you talked about what you did and how you did it. You didn't just go running off at the mouth like about stuff that you don't know nothing about, something you heard. People that ran their mouth about things that they heard end up getting a tail whip. People that's always running, you gonna end up with a black eyeball. You know why you don't see too many black eyes on people walking around the neighborhood no more? Because everybody do this. Every time when I grew up, you seen somebody with a black eye and a thing over their nose, he must be running his mouth. I told you, shut your mouth. These days, you don't see nobody walk around with no black eye. That's because everybody run their mouth. They're not doers, man. This generation, and it ain't saying necessarily that the children of this era are. I mean, this whole era is the era of just running your freaking mouth. Everything sounds sweet. Everything sounds cool. Everything sounds like ideal. But until you get your hands in the dirt, like everybody talk about that garden, till you get some mud up under your nail, shh, be quiet. Just be quiet. You know? Until you get some mud up under your nails, man, be quiet. Stop teaching people stuff that you don't know nothing about. It's a lot of teachers out here. We got so many teachers these days, ain't no students left. Don't nobody want to show you their journey. They want to teach you something that they learned 5 minutes ago. Right? This is the generation of talking and not the generation of doing. If your water is out, if your lights is out, what are you about to do? Because everything that you're normally doing here won't work in a grid down situation. I'm going to say this. I think everybody watching me or in a stone throw away from my voice, if you are listening to me on your earbuds while you trying to work and you hide from your boss, listen to me close. People that's watching me with your eyes, listen to me close. Everybody should shut they doggone lights out. They main power. Boom. 48 hours. That means your HVAC gonna cut off. All your lights, plugs, clocks, computers, everything. Cut your main power grid in your electrical box. Boom! 48 hours. I'm going to keep, you know what? I'm going to keep it on the 5-day struggle bus because I like that number 5 for some reason. 5 days. Could you go with your main power switch off for 5 days? And it's going to be people that's going to say, well, no, I work from home. Where's your solar power generator? Because see, if you work from home, you need your computer, you need your modem. It should be plugged into your solar power generator with your solar panels hanging out the window. How many people can go outside, and I say for 5 days, main power off. Then do another week of go turn your water main off. The main supply to your house, cut it off. 5 days. If you in your mind know good and well that you cannot do that, you got some work to do. Oh, if you don't got no work to do, you need to at least be thinking about it. If you can't go without your house water for 5 days, if you don't think you can go without your house power for 5 days, you have a problem. You have a serious problem. I watched something last night. I'm not going to say the word of what these group of people call themselves. But there are groups of people that are preparing themselves for the worst in November, I'm going to call it. They're training, they're gathering food, they're gathering water, and these group of people don't seem to be all together there. Here's the other thing I found out about the people that I was watching last night. A lot of those people work in the places that you depend on. They work at the water company. They work at the power company. They own protection tool stores, if you get what I'm saying, banjo stores. They run all of that stuff. They control all of that stuff. They're put in places and in on jobs that can control the outcome of what you do. If you let me tell you something. If you have Glockwilers, if you have your Glockwilers, remember one thing. Glockwilers stay hungry, so make sure you have enough kibble. Because a Glockweiler with no kibble is just a paperweight. So everybody that has Glockweilers, go buy as much dog food as you possibly can. Because what I saw last night was these dudes was bringing in, what is those things called? L carts, dollies of kibble for their Glockweilers. Okay? They love their pets. They love their pets so much that they have a whole warehouse room full of kibble. And you, if you own a Glockweiler, you might have one or two boxes of them small treats in your closet. You ain't stocking up no kibble for a dark day. Okay? I'm telling you right now, get your stuff together. Because stuff like this, simple stuff like this, look, my water is off. I could prove it all throughout my house, but I'm not gonna go that far. Because after this video go off, I'm about to go sit square down on this bucket real quick and get this coffee about me. If you don't know, now you know. I'm telling you, have your kids do it too. Have your kids play along. Make it fun. The reason why we do the survival bug out and the survival camps and everything, the reason I do this is because I want people to feel comfortable, start getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I want you to start being comfortable being uncomfortable. I want you to say, you know what? I forgot my matches, I forgot my lighter, but I got my striker. I forgot my real food, but I got a couple bags of chips or some ramen noodles. I'm just gonna have to make it stretch. I kid you not, family. If you can't pull this off, you in trouble. I see a lot of people building bug out trailers, bug out trucks, bug out vans. And when I'm just using the word bug out, I know people like the van life, whatever. If you don't equip one of your vehicles, fully equipped one of your vehicles with something to get away, you need water, you need non-perishable food, water, some kind of filtration system. Don't forget that. I'm gonna be showing my filtration system that my friend Tim showed me the other day. That's awesome. Everybody gonna want this. Everybody gonna want this because he showed it to me, and once I seen it, I was like, "Oh, that's killing the game." But I'm telling y'all right now, I don't know who else live here with me. If your water is out, hell, let's keep it 100. It ain't gotta be no storm to knock your power and your water out. How about your broke ass ain't paid a bill? That make a little bit more sense, don't it? Now that struck a chord in everybody's medulla oblongata right there. See, everybody was like, "Oh, storm! Oh, don't know hurricanes come through here. What tornadoes? We don't never had them. Hurricanes? No, I don't live in Florida." But everybody, they tasted that. It was right on your tongue. It went around the sour and the sweet parts of your tongue when I said, "Maybe you ain't paid a bill." Everybody done tasted that. And really, by right, I need to go make sure mine is paid because I sure been traveling a lot and I don't remember the last time I did it. See, sometimes it's just you forgot to pay the bill. And the people, when you don't pay that bill, look, they're in a hurry to shut it off. Everybody been broke. Everybody been in the hood. Even the people ain't been in the hood. You this done happened to you, whether you got your pinky finger out or not. They quick to cut your water off. They quick to cut your power off. But when it's time to cut it back on after you done paid, they take their own sweet damn time, don't they? Your water might be on sometime, but what they say, we'll try to send a crew out there sometime today between 9 and 9. 9 and 9? How you gonna do that? 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or tomorrow between 9 and 9. My office hours are 9 to 5. Sometimes with the way things are and nobody want to work, nobody want to pick up these jobs. Man, I've been trying to get I had some kind of creature under my house, tore one of my ducts down, my vents. I've been calling these dudes for weeks. We're trying to get somebody out there to you, Mr. Ladd. We're short staffed. How many people keep hearing that? You can't go buy a damn toothbrush these days because people, you're like, "Hey, I want to buy this toothbrush that's locked in the damn case, please." Yeah, I don't have the key and the manager called off today, so we're short staffed. If y'all so short staffed, open the case and leave it open. Now I'm starting to wonder, like they was talking about locking the cases because people were stealing. Maybe they were stealing because it take y'all 3 days to get over here to get a damn bottle of lotion. So these are the days we living in where ain't nobody waiting on you. Everybody got an attitude. You go to a restaurant, you tip the little girl $20 and she said, "Psh." Little girl, my meal was $20. I paid you what I paid for the meal. She started hitting all kind of flats on you. Sound like one of them old radiators back in Ohio in them old Victorian homes with them water radiators. You can't make nobody happy no more. And here we are. We're in a world. Oh my God! I always say this. I feel like I got off the bus too early. We're living in a world right now when we need help the most. This is the least amount of help or service. That's what I'm gonna call it, service, that I've seen in all of my life. I have never, ever, ever. I've seen bad service, but we're beyond that. We're beyond bad service. We're at a point of no service. None. Zero. You can't get nobody to help you do anything. So if you don't have any skill sets whatsoever, what I've been talking about for the last 11 years, if you ain't got no skill sets, you're in trouble. And everybody used to laugh at me back then. It was like, oh, this gardener dude talking about getting some water and some food. And I've been talking about this forever. And everybody thought that part was funny. I mean, that was a joke. And here we are, 11, 10 years later. And you couldn't get nobody to come and put an alternator on your car if you wanted to. What is the 5-gallon challenge? Normally I say go watch the video again, but you know what, Edna? I'm going to tell you because I want everybody to do it. For everybody just coming in, the 5-gallon challenge is, can you use only 5 gallons of water for 5 days? No other outside sources of water whatsoever. You got 5 gallons of water to bathe, to drink, to eat, and anything else you need to do with water. You only get 5 gallons of it for 5 days, meaning each day you will have to use 1 gallon of water every day. I say use half of that to drink, so that leaves you a half a gallon to do the rest of your lively things. Can you do that for 5 days? For 5 days, can you poop and pee in a 5-gallon bucket and not use the toilet bowl? 5 days. Can you sit and cop a squat on a bucket for 5 days? I don't care whether you use kitty litter, trash bags, wood chips, I don't care. Can you do it? Because if your water gets cut off, and some people got fancy toilets that got electricity hooked to them and self-flushing and stuff, and they ain't gonna be self-flushing. If you poop in your toilet bowl, if your water get cut off, your house gonna draw flies faster than the happy painter. Do you hear that? Your house gonna draw flies faster than the happy painter if you start pooping in that bowl, because it ain't going nowhere. It's just gonna be piling up. And everybody in your family, if you got more, you got kids in there, you got your husband, your wife, everybody gonna be pooping on that same pile of crap. Have you ever been to a concert or a carnival and they had them porta potties that ain't been cared for, and it's like Mount St. Everest of doo-doo in that porta potty, and all you doing is trying to get to the peak? That'll be in your house. Now let me give you one more refresher. Okay, say your water finally get cut on, but you gotta go get you a shovel and scoop that out. You ain't flushing a mountain of crap down that toilet bowl. I don't care whether your water start working again or not. Ain't no plunger gonna do it. If you start plunging a mountain of crap, you literally are gonna become one with your craft. You're gonna have poop all over you. So you're gonna go get a shovel, you're gonna scoop that out, and you're gonna put it in that 5-gallon bucket anyway to get rid of it. Ask me how I know all of this. Like, I could have just doo-dooed outside. I could have just went in a bucket. I had to do it anyway. Because as soon as you keep on trying to flush that big mountain of crap down that toilet bowl, it's going to spill out onto the floor. It's going to spill all over you. You're going to be plunging it, and that air bubble's going to start shooting that stuff up onto you. People, these are the simplest things that I'm talking about right now. And I bet you 50% of the folks that's watching this, I don't care how long this video stays, 50% of the people is going to think what I'm saying is gross. No, 90% of the people going to think what I'm saying is gross, because it is. But 50% of the people was like, ain't no way in Hades I can pull. I ain't doing that. When you have a mindset like that, you are going to end up being one of those people that helicopters have to come get your ass up off the roof of a house from the flood, or they're going to have to scoop you out of some flood water while you down there bobbing for apples. You you gonna end up being a victim of your own ignorance. Just for not doing the simplest things. If you don't want to do it, let's take it here. I'm gonna put another thing on your mind. If you don't want to do it, right? If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your children. Do it for your family. For instance, say you are so sedity with your pinky out. You like, I'm not pooping on no 5-gallon bucket. Let me tell you something. That's all fine and dandy. You don't have to. At least show your children how to do it. I'm going to tell you one thing about kids, and I can only speak for my own and all the children I've ever come into contact with. If you tell a kid that they can poop outside, it will be Christmas in July for them. If you tell a kid, we're going to poop in a bucket for 5 days, there ain't a child on, I ain't gonna say on earth, in America that wouldn't jump at the chance. They can I do it now? I gotta do it right now. Can I go? Can I go first? Double dog dare you, I bet you. You ain't even gotta be for real. Tell your kid you're gonna have to poop in a 5-gallon bucket for 5 days. Watch how, I don't care how many kids you got. Watch one of them be like, can I go first? I always want to do that. Can I go first? My friend used to do outside when we used to go at the playground. Can I go? I guarantee you, it's not going to be too many kids that's going to turn their nose up. If they turn their nose up, they're doing it to satisfy you because you think it's gross. Kids, see, you got to remember, kids ain't too far removed from pooping on themselves in the first place. They was just babies a minute ago. So they ain't too far removed. They pinky ain't growed all the way out yet. So they ain't too far removed from doo-dooing on themselves in the first place in diapers and whatnot. So, you know, they don't mind. All they think of it is, hey, refresher course. So I'm telling you, it's nothing for life to happen and your water get cut off and your power to get cut off. You see, I'm not even talking about national emergencies, weather, storms, hurricanes, flood. I don't even want to talk about that stuff. Normal, every day. Hey, we got y'all water cut off because the water main down the road a couple blocks away done busted. And we ain't going to have the water back on all week. Those folks in Texas just recently, they power was off. How long was they power off? 2 weeks? Or is it still off in Texas? Hell, I was checking on my homeboy because I ain't heard from him. I'm like, man, is y'all good? Let's see. I drink a gallon of, okay. My glasses. Let's get in here. Oh, and I wanted to touch on one more subject, and then I'm going to let y'all have the floor. I've noticed something. You know, somebody told me the other day on the video that I let out, and I'm just touching on this because I'm touching on these certain comments because they need to be, they help people see, okay? Somebody said my video was clickbait because I don't even know what I called it. Oh, time to evacuate. I said something like that, right? Time to evacuate. Let me see what it was called. Prepare to evacuate. That's what it was. And somebody said, that's clickbait. Y'all ain't evacuating. See, I wanted to touch on this because that one comment got me shook, and this is why. It's because it's so many people out in the world today. What I tell y'all about this, the generation of talkity, talk. This the generation of running your mouth. And because can't nobody reach out and grab you. This is the era of running your mouth. You can make anybody believe anything you want them to believe as long as they can't see you in person or get their hands on you. Right? Okay. See, I could have ran my mouth when I said preparing to evacuate. We were actually putting our tools to use. We was there for days. I didn't show none of that stuff because I didn't want nobody to really necessarily know where we were. We were putting action to work. We were practicing with all of our gear. Yes, me and my wife and my puppy and my son. Practicing. See, here's the thing about the generation I come from, a generation of doers. Again, I'm going to repeat it. We didn't do a whole bunch of talking. We did stuff first so we could get the experience, and then we went home and told our friends and then told our family. You don't come home running your mouth, you ain't even done nothing. We did stuff. We created things. We experienced things. We built things. We mentally imagined and created things. And after we were successful at it, then we went home and talked and told everybody we could reach about our experience and what we succeeded in and what we accomplished. We didn't do it in reverse. So what me and my wife did was go into the mountains and use as much gear as we possibly could and sleep in the most weirdest situation we could, everything. That's what we did. That's called doing something about your situation. See, this generation, let me stop that generation thing because I'm sorry, y'all. I don't mean y'all generation. I mean this era, this generation of talk. So what people like to see me do is run my mouth and complain. See, when Lady Lead made up a new one for me because I said I was gonna stop ranting for a long time, periods of time. I said from now on, I'm just gonna have like little bite-sized rants. I called them bite-sized rants, and she called them frosted mini rants. Because they're a little rough on one side, but they mean something, so they kind of sweet. So she called them frosted mini rants. She went from rants dressing, now they frosted mini rants. People love to hear me rant and rave. They want to hear me talk about politics. They want to hear about who I vote for, who I'm not, who I do like, who I don't, why I don't like this dude, why I do like this guy. They want to hear problems. Have you noticed that on your channel too? Everybody here, a lot of people here got channels. If you notice, if you pay attention, the trolls and the people want to hear you fuss, complain, and talk about the problems of today. What problems do we have? That's all they want to hear. But when you actually start talking about the solution, or better even, showing the solution, you couldn't get 2 views on the solutions. Because this is the era and the generation of running your damn mouth and talking. That's it. No, but everybody want to talk about the problems. Everybody want to talk about what they think is going on. Everybody want to talk, and make shit up as they mouth move. But don't nobody want to do anything about it. Don't nobody want to take a stand on anything anymore. And unfortunately, from what I saw last night, the only people that's actually really truly doing something is them weird dudes in that group I seen packing up their pallets of kibble for their Glockwilers, practicing on the range, storing away food and water and provisions and everything, and trying to get organized. They're the wrong dudes to be doing it, though. They're the wrong group of people to be doing it. See, everybody want to talk about that problem. I could talk about problems. Listen, I'm good at it. Oh, I talk about a whole bunch of problems. But I only like to talk about the problems for a minute. Think about this. How long do it take you? How long truly, honestly, if you broke it down to brass tacks, how long does it take you to talk about something? Man, my boss My boss keep giving me the blues at work. Every 5 minutes, he down my shirt, asking me about where I've been, how long I've been off break, and when I've been on lunch too long. Everybody talk about the problem in their everyday life, whatever it is. My man this, my man that, my woman this, my woman that, my kids this, my kids that, my boss this, my boss that, my job this, my job that, blah, blah, blah. If your job make you that sick, leave. See how I did that? You stated the problem. Your job is horrible. You're underpaid, overworked, unfair, hateful, racist. You can name it, whatever your job is. And you sitting here taking it just so you have something to come home and talk about. FYI, family, your wife do not want to hear you come home and talk about your boss all the time. Take it from me. You will look past her beautiful dress she just put on for you because you too busy worried about what the hell this fool did at the job. You know he said he was going to give me my last break, ain't even give me my last break. Sucker. Leave. These days, most of the jobs that everybody is working these days, man, they making more. These kids is making more money than you running folks' food around in they doggone Toyota Camry. You know I'm right now, I ain't lying. These kids making more. You been in this factory all these years sweating. You come home and your balls smell like nickels every day because you so hot and stinking and sweaty. Your boots and your feet smell like the exact same thing, like they fused together. And your armpit smell like your butt crack, and your butt crack smell like your armpit. And you come home complaining because your check is gone before you got it. But your daughter make more money than you, and she get her little eyebrows done and every little hair done, and she got bills too. And all she doing is running people Chick-fil-A to their house. She like, oh, Dad, gotta go. I gotta go run this. I gotta order Chick-fil-A. She make more money than you in tips. You in there stinking and sweating, and she glammed up, sending people food back and forth in the neighborhood. Think about it. You sitting back in your lazy chair, smelling like King Nickel Nuts, and your daughter and your son is out there running food back and forth for that app to people in the neighborhood. They make more money than you. If you don't like your job, man, this is actually a new era to discover yourself, to discover what the thing that you're good at, whatever it may be, in this era is the time that you could probably pull it off. This is a weird time. It's like we caught in the MCU, in the timeline is screwed up. This is a time where people are stepping out on faith and trying something else. That old way of doing things, like working in a factory your whole life, working in a coal mine your whole life, that's a thing that's going out the window. People making more money sitting here looking at people they can't even see. I'm lying, honey. I can't see. I got that bucket in there. Just letting you know. So, when I talk about solutions, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to see it. You know why I didn't do too much talking in the video where me and my wife went camping? I didn't want to spoil the beauty. I wanted you to see me using equipment, but I wanted you to see, hey, living like this ain't all that bad. And then somebody was like, hey, you ain't really practicing, you ain't off grid because you at some kind of park. I am at a park. Because if I showed you how we lived in a parking lot before we got to the park, you don't want to see that. All I'm going to hear is, oh, that's gross. Oh, what y'all doing there? How you doing? Ugh. This is the era of running your mouth, man. Running your mouth. I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of folks got a lot of people running with them, a lot of people in their circle, a lot of people in your family, a lot of people is your friends and co-workers, and they do a lot of this. You done already mentally signed them up that if something pop off, you gonna call them first. They part of your crew. They part of your clique. They part of your clan. They part of your group, right? You've mentally signed them up off of what they've been saying. Ask some of these people that you've mentally downloaded into your brain to be part of your camp if the boot hit the poop. The people that you mentally downloaded to be part of your crew, your group, why don't you ask them, can you show me something that you always be talking about doing? You say, oh man, I was goddamn Green Beret for about, I was back there in 67 and what we did, see, we was infiltrate. Okay, that's sweet. Can you show me something? Oh, I believe you. I know I got stripes. I got patches. I ain't got to show you nothing. I know. I just want to learn. Can you show me something? I just want to learn from you. Because everybody that was in the military wasn't no sniper. You know they got janitors in the military too, right? You know that. You know they got cooks in the military too, right? Everybody, just because they say they was in the military, that don't mean you was John Rambo. I'm telling you. Miss me with that. I got people in my family been in the military. All of them wasn't sold. They were soldiers. They were soldiers. Nevertheless, they were trained and taught to do stuff. But for most of a lot of their careers, they was cooking potatoes and fries and French fries and burgers for people. Now, that's no disrespect to nobody to serve at all. But we have this mindset of soon as a person say they was in the military, we instantly think of John Rambo. That's a lie, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna fake the funk. You know? I got a lot of people. I told them, can they go camping for 5 days? Can they do the 5-gallon challenge for 5 days? Can they poop in a 5-gallon bucket for 5 days? Everybody said, oh yeah, no problem with that. I was in the military back in 67. We dug a latrine. I don't care what you did, 50, 40 years ago. Can you do it now? I said in a video before, I used to be able to do a backflip. Me, I used to. And in my mind, like Heather Headley, I can still backflip in here. I can imagine myself doing it and everything. I know what form to take. I know what not to do. In here though, if I actually tried to do a backflip right now, a physical backflip, my wife wouldn't have to worry about anything else from that insurance policy. She'd be all right. She'd be set. You'll be set, babe. I said if I tried to do a backflip these days, you wouldn't have to worry about no more bills, no more nothing. You'll be set for life. Go on, pay the house off, everything. Because that would be the last flip or anything else I would ever do, because I would land on my head, break my neck, and God only know what else. Pinch a nerve, break a wrist. And you know what? Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100. Let's just say I don't meet my demise by trying to do a big body back flip, because that's what I'm gonna call it. Trying to do a big body back flip right now. Let's just say I don't meet my demise, but I break both of my wrists and elbows. What you about to do with two broke wrists, fingers, elbows, shoulder blades, collarbone, and fractured ribs? What you gonna do? Now you gotta have somebody coming to wipe your crease, feed you, everything. Wash your particulars. Cause you in there like this from being stupid. I know in my mind, I'm not going to attempt that. So this is for the people that I know what you did back in the day. And trust me, I believe you. I believe that you were in your day, in your prime. Didn't nobody want to mess with you? How many people, raise your hand, in your prime, didn't nobody want to mess with you? Everybody walked around you. They walked in your wake because you came through the middle and they walked around you. When in your day, in your prime, people walked around you. People, when you look straight, they look down at the ground. Go on, raise your hand. I know you was a bad MF. I know. That was then, though. That was then. Remember, just like you look at your high school pictures, like I was prom queen back then. Look at my shit. I had a cute little shape. Girl, look at me. I had a cute little shape. Look, my hair was all done. Yep. Listen to Outkast Growing Old. Everybody, please listen to that for me. Listen to Outkast's song Growing Old and what them teardrops do. I just want you to check that out if you don't already know. Okay? Yeah, your shape was cute. It was tight. Fellas, muscles ripped. Ran the ball. Remember, you could run and not breathe? Remember that? I could run 50 yards, 100 yards and not even breathe. Ain't no putting your hand on your knees. Give me a second. No. I could run 50 to 100 yards and not even need a breath. Remember them days? Remember them days where you could run at all? Without worrying about, remember that you could just, your friends is up ahead of you. And you like, hey y'all, wait up. Remember them days? Hey, wait up. And then you ran to catch up with your crew. The last thing you were worried about back then was your knees falling out of the skin. Like your kneecap literally jumping out of your skin like a hubcap on a 77 Buick. See, nowadays, that's what we think about. If I just jump and start running, I ain't warmed up. I ain't drunk my Ensure this morning. You know, I believe I'm a little deficient. My heart rate is... You think about all of that stuff now before you just up and start running for no particular reason. Because you know that kneecap going to jump out just like a hubcap off that 77 deuce and a quarter. And head down the street that way. You going this way, that kneecap going to go that way like them old hubcaps. Shit. Okay. What I mean by saying all of that is, yo, stop worrying about what you used to do. Everybody have the Al Bundy effect. Remember Al Bundy? Everybody remember the good old days when you was in your prime. You're not. Yeah, somebody said with your lungs burning. If one of the lungs don't collapse, you an inhaler, you ain't even got asthma, but you need an inhaler. You on oxygen? See what I'm saying? I know what you used to do in your prime like we all did. You're not in your prime anymore. So you still need to practice. Just like nowadays, before you go out in the woods and saying what you used to do as a Green Beret, nowadays, I bet you half of the Green Berets couldn't make it at a KOA campground. I know some people They used to be in the military. They bigger than me. They smoke, drink, breathing, always spitting something out for some reason. That was the good old days. So you should know how you need to prepare now for situations like this. You know you need to warm up first. You just can't go off out in the wood. Hey, that's enough out of you. You can't just go off out in the woods and just start living out there and you don't know what you're doing and you ain't brushed up on skills. Times have changed. Technology has changed. You don't have to do everything the same way anymore. You know what I mean? This is why I say, please go practice. Please. Not for me, for you. Have your kids help you. Have your kids get involved. Because I'm going to start saying that more often because I'm going to tell you why. Look, I know how old I am. I know where I'm at on the spectrum of things. If you don't teach your kids how to do some of this stuff we talk about right here on this platform all the time, if you don't teach your kids, if you don't involve them, imagine what's going to be next. Oh my, listen, chaos. You want to know why chaos? If you don't teach your kids how to survive and show them practical prepping situations, can you imagine this world if the grid goes down in your area or anywhere and them kids can't play that game? I ain't even gonna say the kids. If the grid go down for 30 days and anybody that love playing that game and is addicted to that game, they're gonna hit the ceiling. The people that's addicted to watching TV all day, they're gonna hit the ceiling. Forget about the chaos of the bad people that can't wait for the lights to go out. We need to be careful of these people that can't get a chance to see their favorite TV show or they play their favorite video game. They're gonna go nuts. And them is the people you gotta live with. Them ain't the people that might come trying to beat your door down. You already live with some of them people inside the house. The call is coming from inside the house. You kidding me? And this stuff is hitting us so fast and furious every 5 seconds. Every day it's a new problem. Every day you got to come up with a new solution. But everybody just listening to the problem is entertaining. It's fun. It's fun to listen to somebody else's misery or look and judge yourself on somebody else's misery. Like, we doing bad, but we ain't doing bad as them. Ain't that right? High five. Man, please. Please. We got to teach our kids the same stuff we learning right now. Let's talk more about solutions and stop talking about the problem. Because I hear a lot of problems being talked about, but I seldomly hear about solutions. It's rare, man. Rare. And that's in politics too. I hear a lot of problem and mudslinging, but I don't hear too many solutions on how we gonna get out of this mess. Detailed solutions. So that's where I'm gonna leave that right there. Practice your preps. 5-gallon challenge. Who can do it? Before I go, this is my last word. Who can do it? 5-gallon challenge. Can you only drink and use only 5 gallons? Now that's per family member. I'm being gracious. Per family member. 5 gallons for 5 days per person in your household. Can you do it? Can you not use the toilet bowl and do your business in a 5-gallon bucket? I don't care what you put in it, leaves, straw, hay, grass, kitty litter, I don't care. Can you do your business in a 5-gallon bucket for 5 days? Can you do it? Can you go without power, your main power breaker, off for 5 days? That is a question you need to answer. Not want to answer. That's a question that we all need to answer these days. Because it's a lot of people is put up against it right now and they don't have a choice. If you can do it, man, more power to you. Try it anyway. The people that say, no, I ain't never done that before and they thinking about it, try it. Try it just to say you did it. Come on, bragging rights. What happened to that old petty crap, right? Bragging rights. If you ain't doing it for real, just do it for bragging rights. So you at least have some experience. Say, I can, but my kids and wife can't. Amen to that. I cannot miss 3 lives and videos. Okay, thank you, Sam Whittle. Let me see. Say, I can. I don't think my family can. Put them to the test. 2 weeks, no power after Harvey. Okay. To Layla says, I'm going to try 48 challenge first. Okay, that's fine. I appreciate the challenge. I'll give it 48 hours. I bet you if you can make it 48 hours, you can make it 5 days. I mean it. If you can make it 48 hours, you can make it 5 days. After that second day worth, you like, psh, it's a breeze. Right? All you gonna be worrying about now is how to keep the stank down. And I suggest you keep, change. Either if you using kitty litter, you good. But anything else, you gotta play. I ain't gonna say play with it. Anything else besides kitty litter, I've learned to use either pine wood chips, the really fine bedding that you put for hamsters, or cedar chips. The only problem with the cedar chips is they don't break down they just don't break down as good as pine shavings, right? Say I went natural with my hair when I started learning. That's probably a good thing. All right. So I just wanted to throw that at y'all real quick. I want y'all to have a wonderful day. So 9 days, no power after Hurricane Beryl. Okay, good. You learned a lot. How many people learned a lot during these last couple hurricanes where all the power was out? Tell me what you learned. I wish I was on StreamYard because I'll bring you up. Oh, hey, Callie Homestead. She say, our water just went out and we had no warning. But we had our supplies. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Nadine, I know I can do it. I was forced to do it 6 months ago without electricity. Love on generator. I just need to check and make sure my gas generator is working. There you go. You got to check your equipment. It's going to try to keep you safe. I don't know, Catherine. You're going to have to Google that. Say, I live near... Okay, that's a good one. The Real Books. I live in the inner city. I refuse to run the gas generator when the power is out. Okay, That is exactly why I keep telling you you need a gas generator and a solar power generator. Guess what? What? Just real quick, let me show you something. Let me just show you something. Um, See that? I showed you that because I really uses my stuff. That's what's running my lights and fan and stuff. Man, I really uses my equipment. Guess what? I can keep my generator in the house. You don't hear anything at all. That's why I'm like, gas can help you back up your solar, but your solar should be number one. That's keep that solar priority because a lot of us don't live out in big spaces like us. A lot of us live in the city. And if you live in an apartment, a gas generator is 100% completely out of the question for you, right? And really, parts of California, small gas generators is completely out of the question for you, right? You need to get your solar game tightened up because I don't have to have my generator outside, my solar generator outside. See, I've been buying the gallon 6-pack from that store 3 times a month and put it up so we have cases of water. Now, that's great. Now, listen, I'm going to tell you something. If you're buying cases of water in these plastic jugs and plastic bottles or whatever, if you got them saved up for a long time, I literally have a 5-gallon Igloo water container right here. The water has been in this jug, in this particular one, I want to say since 2020. Make sure you get a good filter. I'm not going to start throwing out no filter names right now. Make sure you get a good filter and boil your water. So if you stock it, I don't care if you bought it from the store. If light getting through there, things is growing through it. Okay? Say people in apartments here and their generators on the porch and patios doing beer. Okay. That's, woo. I know you got to do what you got to do, but boy, that's dangerous. But yeah, I get it. I do. Say I'm going to order 2 5-gallon toilet buckets today from Amazon. Do you live next to a big box store? You don't got to order nothing from Amazon. It's just a normal bucket. You don't need that. It's just your bucket is really just there to be able to sit on. It ain't that serious. Say now there's solar USB rechargeable lights and charge USB devices. Oh, I know. The Wolf EcoFlow dual fuel generator. Yep. I got one. So I just wanted to make sure everybody, I'm going through something right now. Y'all say, yes, Annie, go to Wally World. Go to Wally World and just get a 5-gallon bucket. It costs like $3 for a 5-gallon bucket. And go to the camping aisle. Let me just, I can show you better than I can tell you. You see. Hold on, let me get myself together here, y'all. Try not to keep the camera. I'm about to show you your best friend. It's your best friend right here. Kitchen tall garbage bags or them little garbage bags. And Mr. Bucket, go to the camping section and get one of these. This costs I think like $9. The reason I like this is because you can keep this lid closed. Trust me, this is going to break. They all break. But once it breaks, still you can put that lid on top of that. Okay? The bucket cost you $3. This cost you maybe $9 in the campus section at Wally World. All right? You set your bag down in the bucket. You put the bag in the bucket. Put it around the edge. And this clips right onto the bucket. And now you got an instant toilet. When you're done, take this off, pull the bag out, tie it up, and do whatever you're going to do. I just say, or go to the deli department. Since 2020, trying to get a bucket from the deli department in any store, they don't give them away free no more. No, nowhere I know of anyway. DS says all the power went out in the house. Electrician couldn't come a whole week. Used a solar generator and nothing but fans in the house. Thank you, Led, for all you do keeping us informed. Amen. Right there. Just keep you a couple solar panels, your generator, man, I'm telling you. And I know everybody can't keep their solar panels on the ground like me. Man, if you got a little ledge or something, just figure out something, man. Figure out something. So with that being said, you guys, I'm going to let you go because I've been on here way too long. I came in here to just really remind y'all I'm literally going through it right now. Right this very minute, there is no water in my house. And I just was like, it's a good time to talk to people about what been bugging me. Is everybody is on that talkity talk. I heard it when we was out on the land, all that talkity talk. But everybody thought everything I was doing was crazy. How I live on the land off the grid is crazy. But if you get yourself in a situation or you purchase land, raw land like that, and you doing it, good luck. I hope you got a lot of money. Because everybody think they're going to go out, purchase some land, buy some land, and instantly some kind of way, you're going to have your dream house on it and you ain't going to have no bills. I don't know what be going through people's mind. You're going to have this 3-story mansion on your 50 acres of land, and then you're going to be cool and say, that ain't how it work at all. At all. Because some of that ran through my mind because I've never owned raw land before. My land had a house on it before. So getting started, nah. You going to have to get sweaty. You going to be out here. You going to have to keep this grass cut. Keep these trees cut. Every 5 minutes, your trees is falling down. You got to keep them cut up. This era is the era of video games and fantasy. Think about this, family. Most of what people in this new era, most of the kids, especially if you was born in the early 90s, they only know television, video games, fantasy. Everything they've been seeing since 1990, 92 has been fantasy. Everything on TV is fake. That's a fantasy. Every video game from Atari on down, fake, fantasy. Everybody's been living in a dream world for the last 35, 40 years. I came from the last generation where there was no such thing. You know what your video game was? This. And this. Look, you see a roll of garbage bags, right? But with my 1970 mind, I see a stealth Star Cruiser flying through outer space looking for Captain Kirk. I could do this when I was a kid all day. Until my mama said, I've been looking for them garbage bags. Give me my garbage bags. Can I at least keep one? Because that's my stealth fighter. No, you can't keep one of them. Go put them garbage bags back under the sink. When I was a kid, your imagination was your video game. Wasn't none of this. Wasn't none of this. There was none of that, man. And the only video game back then was Pong, and it was so boring, fascinating, but it was so boring, you couldn't stand to play that for more than 5 minutes. Like, man, I'm going back outside. This is the era of every single thing you hear is a fantasy. I'm going to take the cuteness off the word. A lie. All a fantasy is a fancy word for a lie. Come on, tell me. A fantasy is a cute, sugar-coated word for a lie. Think about it. You go to that club where them girls dance on that stage, right? Them girls dance on that stage. That ain't what they look like all the time. That ain't what they smell like all the time. Her name ain't Cinnamon. She don't just be wearing glitter on her chest just for fun. It's a fantasy. She's there to pique your curiosity and your fantasy. If you seen what she really want to do, nobody would go to the club where them girls dance on the stage, right? Nobody will go to that club and watch somebody type on the desk at their computer all day and doing their taxes and taking care of their kids. You're not going to go and pay and keep making it rain on a secretary. Ain't nobody making it rain on a secretary. She's not your fantasy. I mean, not everybody fantasy. You're not going to go make it rain on a school teacher. An underpaid school teacher. An underpaid divorced school teacher. You ain't going to make it rain on her. You going to go make it rain on your fantasy. Ain't nobody going to make it rain on your ex-wife. I'm sorry, I went too far. You're going to pay for your fantasy. Everything these days is a fantasy, and fantasy is a sugar-coated word for a lie. And in this generation since the early 90s, that's all these kids know. They've had cell phones so long, that's all they know. They have no idea what it is like to have to find a payphone. Once you find a payphone that doesn't have a crime scene inside of it, find a quarter, you have 3 minutes to talk. They don't have to worry about having a roll of quarters on and set your whole roll of quarters on the payphone little table because you talking to your girlfriend. That's how me and her met. I used to talk to my wife with a stack of quarters on the thing, like, girl, what you doing? For real? You have 20 seconds before phone shuts off unless you add 25 cents. Oh, hold on, girl. Hold on. Let me put another quarter. Relationships was built off of rolls of quarters, man, and a payphone. These kids have no idea how many people, and I know this is way off base of what we've been talking about, but how many people walked around, if you old as I am, if you around in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, 60, 70, I know y'all, how many people walked around your city all day, every day, and part of your everyday carry was a bus schedule? You grabbed your watch, you grabbed your wallet, you grabbed a little fake chain that your grandmama got you put around your neck, and you grabbed your bus schedule for all the places you like to hang out. I used to have the bus schedule for the 22, Franklin Park, the bus schedule for the number 5, the bus schedule for the 30, I still remember that to this day, and the bus schedule for the 32. Because them was all the places I hung out in the city, and that's where all my family was, so I knew I got all them bus schedules in my back pocket. I can still remember that to this day. Them was my stomping grounds. The 22 got you on my other side by my high school, and the 22 took you to the mall. The 32 took you to Southwick Mall. So that's two different malls. I forget the name. The 15, I believe it was, that took you to Northtown Mall. There was the mall day. Kids have no idea, this era have no idea of what you had to do just to get somewhere, to accomplish anything. I used to go to job interviews on the bus. I didn't ask my daddy, can you take me to no job interview? I didn't ask my daddy to take me back and forth to work. If I missed the damn bus, I'm walking. I was a bag boy at Kroger when I was a, 14, 15-year-old boy. 15. Because there wasn't no child labor laws back then. I'm 15 years old, and if you missed the bus, we used to have to dress with a tie, nice dress shirt, and dress slacks, and church shoes. So if you missed that bus, son, you walking home in them church shoes. And I can't even remember, even to this day, I can't believe I used to do that and be happy about it. These kids can't do that. As soon as they, Dad, can you come pick me up? You right down the street. You right down the road. What you calling me for? Yeah, them toes. I believe my toes are still curled under from them days. My toes are still curled under. But I'm saying all that to say, this new era, man, is fantasy. We had to put in the work. We had to actually put in the work to make things happen. You didn't get a job unless you went to the job. Wasn't no calling on the phone. Wasn't no typing on the computer, do I got the job? They didn't contact you to say you got the job through an email or a text. Your ass had to go back to the job and say, yeah, how you doing? Cindy, hey, remember me? Yeah, I applied for the job about 3 weeks ago, and I was just coming to check and see if y'all got around to see my resume and my application. I was just kind of curious, and I was in the area, so nothing yet. They still ain't said who they gonna bring in. Okay. Well, thank you. I sure appreciate it. I sure hope to see you, punching the clock behind you. That is how you went to get a job. I can even remember one job. I had to remember this lady's name because I never wanted to mess it up when she finally called me, right? I'm not gonna say her first name because I don't want to, do that. Her last name, back then I couldn't remember. Remember, I'm from Ohio, so it's a very diverse area where I'm from, where all walks of life. Hey, babe. Ma'am. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I need the water, people. Come on back. Move. Hey. Huh? Thank you, my friend. Thank you. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Good. See? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I need to check something. There it is. There it is. High quality H2O. See? And just like that, the water is back on. Water. See? We're at their mercy. We're at the mercy of them. They can cut water on, cut it off, don't tell you nothing. High quality H2O with a twist. See? All they do is hit a button, cut your water back on. I don't know why they had him drive over here. All he said, hey, your water's back on. Why didn't y'all tell me it's off? So I'm not gonna keep on ranting and raving about this generation. I'm just saying we gotta start putting in work and stop talking about putting in work, because that's the trendy thing these days. Talk about it, but don't be about it. Well, Quavo again, walk it like I talk it. I walk it like I talk it. I don't talk it like I walk it. I walk it like I talk it. Put in the damn work, right? Oh, I was about to tell y'all the lady name. I'm not gonna say her first name. We was from a very diverse city. So you had people of all religions, all ethnic backgrounds. It's just like Chicago or New York or something. So her last name was Di Gregorio. Di Gregorio. She was Italian. I could not remember that name to save my life when I was younger, when I was gonna get this job. And if I told you what job I was trying to get, you wouldn't even believe me. I was literally a garbage truck driver for about 2 weeks. I drove a garbage truck there in Ohio for 2 weeks. And the lady's name was Di Gregorio, the boss. And I kept calling and calling the lady and practicing her name. I would practice her name, and people like, what is you saying? Di Gregorio, Di Gregorio. Don't that sound like I'm losing my mind? Di Gregorio. If you saw me, you were walking down the street, Di Gregorio, Di Gregorio. What is you saying, man? Is you chanting? Because I don't know that evil witchcraft. No, I'm trying to remember this lady's name because I want to even tell everybody. I had them call my friend house. I had them call my mama house. I had them call my cousin's house. I said, listen, if a Miss Di Gregorio call you, please come get me. So I had to remember that name to tell everybody, if this lady call you, I'm waiting on a call from a job. Di Gregorio. Remember them days? Nobody called you in your pocket. Your phone wasn't in your pocket. You had to hurry up, run home every day, and check all the bases. Like I done gave you my mama number, my aunt number, my cousin number, my best friend cross street number, and I'm checking it. Hey man, did anybody call for me? Nah. You been home all day? Yeah, I've been here. Okay. Because a lot of people ain't had no answer machine. You know, I had to remember that name. I got the job. And you know what she said when I was sitting in front of her that day? I called her Miss Di Gregorio. She said, you got it right, but it's Mrs. Can you believe that? She knew people couldn't say her name. She said, you got it right, but it's Mrs. Di Gregorio. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hell, I've been trying to remember your name for over 30 days. Give me a break. But I got the job. And that's how we used to have to get a job. Wasn't nobody coming knocking on your door to give you a job. It's back on, babe. Oh, good. Yeah, that's who that was. I was calling you. Oh. You checked it? Yeah. I feel like just going to take a shower just because now. Man, I'm going to just wash up just because I can. So, family, I'm not going to keep on busting y'all up. Please practice your preps. Please. And for the people that's going to be in the live later on, whether I do it today or not, I might have to postpone it till tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about doing a pop-up camp. Pop-up camp. It's going to be after the 12th. It's definitely going to be after the 12th, and I'm going to talk about it. Hell, why not? We're going to talk about it today at 5:30 p.m. We're going to talk about the pop-up camp. Just nothing scheduled, nothing planned, just a pop-up camp. All right? So I hope to see y'all later. Practice your preps. 5-gallon challenge. 5 gallons of water for 5 days. That's it. 5-gallon buckets for your waste. 5 days. 5 days, no power. 5 days. You don't got to do them all at once. Do one week of power, 1 week of water, 1 week of waste. You ain't got to do it all at one time. Because if you go to camp with me, you're going to get all of that at one time. You ain't going to have no power, no water, and you're going to be pooping in a bucket. So if you plan on coming to camp with me one of these days, be ready. Be ready. And don't forget your toilet paper. If you a kind of person who always forget your toilet paper, wear long socks. If you always forget your toilet paper, man, look here. Wear long socks. Them kind like from the 70s with the red stripe, the green stripe around them. Wear long socks. All right? So you can cut them and use them when you need them. With that being said, Lev Farmer 73, I love all y'all. It's the only reason I do this. It's the only reason I do it. All right? I love you, and I'm out. I see y'all at 5:30. Peace.